Tonight through Sunday, the Chinatown Park beside Boston's Chinatown Gate will again become an outdoor theater showing free kung fu and classic Chinese language films under the stars. Sponsored by the Asian Community Development Corporation, the series, now in its 9th season, was founded by and is curated by Dorchester resident Jean Lukitsh, who is here once again to preview the live performances and movie classics. It's good to see you once again.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us, how has this project of yours evolved a little bit from when you first started to nowadays? I hope there's more people helping. And
It's just become a real tradition in Chinatown. I don't know if it's evolved so much as just sort of settled into kind of a niche of a well-beloved tradition that people look forward to, and we get the Chinatown residents, the whole families come out, kids in their pajamas. We get all the hipsters from around Boston, the film fans and the students, and it's a diverse audience. Yeah.
And people are always going to say, you don't look Chinese. You know, they're saying, how did you ever become an expert on kung fu movies and Chinese language films? And you tell us what?
Well, I used to work in 2 of the movie theaters in Chinatown back in the 1970s and 80s. The Star Cinema, which was on Essex Street, and the China Cinema on Beach Street. And they showed movies from Hong Kong and Taiwan, and everybody in Chinatown, everybody in the greater Chinese community would come every week to see the newest movies. And of course, when the videotapes came around, we lost our audience.
No more reel changing.
Yeah. So this is great for me because it's a chance to bring movies back to Chinatown.
And you've become an expert. You have an e-book about these things?
Yeah, the history of kung fu movies, which goes back like to the silent era, a lot earlier than most people would realize.
All right, let's talk tonight. You have a Jackie Chan movie, I guess.
Fearless Hyena, and that's actually one of the movies that I screened at the Star Cinema probably around 1979 or 1980.
Wow.
Standing room only when we had those Jackie Chan comedies. It's really one of his classic early films, and I have to tell you, it's very difficult to find a copy of that movie that isn't dubbed into English. Even the retailers in Hong Kong that I deal with did not have it. It took me a couple of years. I wanted it in the original Cantonese.
But you do have the subtitles.
We do have the subtitles.
Because there's English speakers.
I found one on eBay. It's an Australian release.
Australian, wow.
And it's in the original Cantonese, yeah, and
wow.
It's digitally remastered, and it has the English subtitles. Yeah, all the movies that we show are in Chinese, but with English subtitles.
Now, and the other 2, Saturday and Sunday, what have you chosen this year from your vaults? What have you brought out?
Actually, both Saturday and Sunday movies are about women heroes, and the Saturday night movie is really interesting. Not too many people know about it, but it was made in 2011, and it's based on the life of a Chinese feminist and political revolutionary from about 100 years ago. Her name was Chu Jin, and she was a poet. She was born into a very wealthy family. And she also practiced kung fu. So it's kind of the story of her life. She was executed by the government for trying to overthrow the Manchu dynasty and bring about the Republic of China. And so it's based on her life, but it's all kung fu episodes too. Yeah, don't think it's just history. The poetry. It's history and kung fu. Yeah.
And Sunday?
And Sunday we have one of the classic Shaw Brothers movies from 1966, Come Drink With Me. Stars Chen Pei Pei. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah. She played Jade Fox. So this was the movie that really put her on the map.
And so now they have added sometimes other performances to warm the audience up?
Yeah, we have kung fu performances each night starting around 6:30 p.m. On Friday, we're going to also have a live Chinese music performance. We have some short films that we're going to be showing between 7 and 7:30. And then the features will start at 7:30.
Now, what happens, God forbid, if it rains?
If it rains, unfortunately, we just have to cancel. We can't reschedule because we rent the screen and the chairs for specific nights. So,
all right, now, yes, please. Are people becoming more cosmopolitan or sophisticated about kung fu movies? Because maybe a lot of Americans just see it as action movies, but they don't maybe get the humor or the parodies or whatever it's going on.
Yeah, I think that's true to a certain extent. Some of the films are more inside information. But the great thing about Kung Fu is that you don't need to speak Chinese to appreciate. It's like watching the Olympic gymnasts.
Yeah.
These people are operating at such a high level of physical ability that, you know, you're just sitting there with your mouth
Right,
hanging open.
but I imagine the earlier ones, there's less CGI than maybe some of the movies
Right,
that we see
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah.
That it's really authentic
Yeah.
athleticism.
Even the editing tends to be not as fast paced, and so you'll see the actors actually going at each other for relatively long shots instead of cut, 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 cut,
Right,
cut.
because people
Yeah.
realize nowadays that they can get a
Right,
good shot.
yeah.
Here, jump again. Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't do it very well. Let's do it
Yeah.
again. Yeah, but this is in one take.
Yeah, yeah, and especially the Jackie Chan stuff. I mean, he'll just go on and on and on. Funny, at the same time as, you know, like he's fighting three guys with swords. It's like, and keeping the humor going. That's, I mean, you just don't see that in anybody else's
Well, thank
work.
you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for your work as a historian and as a curator for
thank
this
you.
there.
Thank you.
It's so great to always have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and so how should people, what website should they go to find out the details about this whole weekend?
They can go to the Asian Community Development Corporation website, asiancdc.org, and there's also filmsatthegate.org, so either of those would have the information.
All right, thanks
Okay.
again.
Okay, thank you.